We are here at the Press Club of India to attend a gathering of journalists organized by 6 journalistic bodies to discuss the infringement of press freedoms and the assault on the personal liberty of journalists. These 6 bodies are the Editors Guild of India, the Press Association, the Indian Women's Press Corps, the Digipub News India Foundation, the Delhi Union of Journalists, and the Working News Cameramen's Association. The immediate context for the gathering is the arrest of Mohammed Zubair, the co-founder of Alt News, by the Delhi police on June 28th. The police alleges that a 2018 tweet by Zubair hurt religious sentiments, and according to new charges added in the case, Zubair's organization Alt News is also under scanner for alleged financial improprieties. The conference hall of the press club upstairs is packed with journalists, 70 to 80 of them, who are being addressed by seasoned journalists like Siddharth Varadarajan of The Wire and Ninan of Business Standard about the road ahead for the media, especially the part of the media that wants to hold the government accountable.
ये ब्रांडिंग की जा रही है कि लोग ये जो जर्नलिस्ट हैं they are dangerous to the society.
And we are, I regret to say, still some distance away from the peak or the high water mark of this offensive. So there will be more, not just attacks on individual journalists and media platforms, but there will be attempts to create new laws, new rules.
सारे जितने एसोसिएशंस हैं, जितने जर्नलिस्ट यूनियंस हैं, ये सारे अपने मतभेदों को भुला लें। अगर उनको फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन में यकीन उनका है, अगर उनको सिविल राइट्स और ह्यूमन राइट्स में उनका यकीन है, तो एक फोरम बनाए, एक फेडरेशन बना करके वो सामने आए।
Media organizations are getting together to speak with one voice. That to me is no longer enough, because that is not going to make anyone stop. So we have to consider what else we can do. It is now clearly time for us to organize a legal aid fund to help individual journalists to fight the different cases that they have. Many of them have limited resources.
At the gathering here at Press Club, Business Standard editor T.N. Ninan made the point that even though gatherings like these where statements are made and resolutions are passed show solidarity, but in the coming years, to reverse this infringement on press freedom, journalists have to come together for a more concrete strategy. So we spoke to attendees here about what these concrete strategies, what these measures might look like.
I've been attending these meetings not for the last 4 years, but from 2014 itself it had started, yeah. And we've been debating the same points, questions of legal aid, questions of organization, but that requires an incentive from somebody willing to do these works. These organizations which hold these meetings have to come together to build on what is discussed here, otherwise we end up discussing the same thing. The second point is that in the end, journalistic protection comes through organizations. Unfortunately, organizations themselves at this moment are not stepping forth. Now, we heard Ninan today, but I would expect that this is now the opportunity and the time for people who are not completely sitting with the government. And I would take names. Today, a Raghav Behel, a Pranoy, is Pranoy going to come here today only when an NDTV journalist, a Shankar Gupta, whatever my personal differences with where they stand on various issues, if they largely identify themselves with the cause of journalism, then where are their voices? What is happening? Who is going to speak up?
As far as this particular meeting is concerned, it actually ended on a positive note, but at the same time, frankly, my concern is the sustainability. I mean to say, to what extent the protest is going to sustain. Is there any protest that is actually making a noise on the road? So that matters. What I think is just like the Srinagar Press Club was shut down, nobody spoke in Delhi. When we say it's a press club of India and there's an arrangement, I mean, the members of the press club from across the country, there's a mutual arrangement, we can sit here, we can sit in Chandigarh, we can sit in anywhere in the press club. So we are one family. This journalistic fraternity is one across the country. So much more is needed to be done.
इस मुद्दे को लेकर के लीगल एड के इश्यूज़ को लेकर के हम बाकी जो हमारे जो दोस्ताना संगठन है, फ्रेटर्नल बॉडीज़ हैं, न केवल दिल्ली में बल्कि देश में राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर उन सब लोगों से बात करेंगे और उनसे बात करके हम ये सब चीज़ों को आगे बढ़ाएंगे कि ये लीगल एड प्रोवाइड की जाए, क्योंकि किसी जर्नलिस्ट को ऐसा हो रहा है कि आधी रात को जर्नलिस्ट को घर से उठाया जा रहा है, वो आधी रात में उसका परिवार को पता नहीं कि क्यों उठाया, उसके बाद उसको कहाँ ले गए ये नहीं पता। तो कम से कम लीगल एड होगी तो एडवोकेट्स की जो टीम होगी वो ट्रैक करेगी, वो देखेगी, उसकी जमानत की अर्जी दाखिल करेगी, उसके डिटेल्स इकट्ठे करेगी कि किन किन ग्राउंड्स में उनको अरेस्ट किया गया।
The press club gathering went on for an hour and a half, where several speakers cited instances of infringement of press freedoms and stressed on how dangerous it is. But when it comes to concrete strategy to counter it, there was only one measure: legal aid for journalists who face harassment and intimidation from the government. But speaking to those from the journalistic bodies and media organizations, it's clear that even that strategy is only in its initial phase, since media personnel still need to come together to think and devise a practical plan. But unless that happens, the work to protect press freedom is only half done. I'm Ayush Tiwari with my producer Jude Weston from the Press Club of India.
The subscription model is something that keeps News Laundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो, मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें।